What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. We got another side job going on today. Got a Lincoln Town car. It needs the steering column shafts replaced. The steering wheel is binding up while trying to turn. It's really rough. Steer is horrible. So we got the town car right here. We need to replace the steering shaft down there next to the driver's side exhaust manifold and the one underneath the dash. So lately it's just been side jobs back to back to back. I do work a 9 to 5 day job as a diesel mechanic, so I do this stuff on the weekends or after work if I have time. And yesterday I finished up a 2008 Lexus RX 350 water pump job. So my cart is a mess. Finished that one up pretty late last night. Here's the water pump from that. You guys can see it was shot, so I'm going to clean up the garage a little bit, clean up my tools, get myself in order, and get ready to tackle this next job. So I'll put you guys on a time lapse just in case you care, and we'll get to it. So I just want to talk about a few things real quick. A lot of you may be wondering, how do you get side work? How do you put yourself out there so that people can contact you and get side work? And basically what I do that works really well, I developed a lot of good, honest, paying customers that, they're not trying to get over on you, because it's not just the mechanics that get over on the customers. The customers can try and get over on you. And what I do personally is, I know people haven't heard of this website in a very long time, but I use Craigslist and OfferUp as well as word of mouth. So on Craigslist you can post jobs, jobs that you do. For $5 you can post an ad that is active for 30 days. And I post an ad up on Craigslist with pictures of my tools, my workspace, mentioning that I have multiple references if needed, as well as with every new customer I work it into, the deal with them for fixing their vehicle. If it's all right with them, I'd like to be able to use them as a reference after the job is complete, so I get their permission to possibly give their phone number to another potential client so that they can talk and they can communicate about their experience with me as well as my work on their vehicles. So I use Craigslist mostly. This job today is for a client of mine who owns a limousine and shuttle transport company to and from the airport. They have multiple vehicles, about 10 vehicles in the fleet, and they need oil changes, they need maintenance like this, they need everything you could think of. And a lot of stuff I'm able to do, and I make that clear from the very start when people like that contact me. This is what I can do, this is what I can't do, and if I can't do something, I know somebody that can, and I'll point you in the right direction. So this client of mine, I've been working with him for a few months, and he's got constant work for me, constant work. I do work a 9 to 5, so I'm not on call for him, but I tell him within 24 hours of him coming to me with a problem, I can at least look at it or have a solution, and we can get it fixed in a timely manner. From him, from doing such good work from him and, giving him fair prices and stuff, and I'll be honest with you guys, I charge $75 an hour, and I get my book time from AllData. It's the same website and program that we use at my day job as a diesel mechanic. I get my labor times from AllData. I charge $75 an hour, and that's my going rate. Most shops are $100, $150, $200 an hour. I don't do alignments, I don't do tires. There's some stuff I won't do. But because I have this client, one of his drivers, one of his workers, was having an issue with their car, their vehicle, and mentioned it to him or whatever, and he threw that job to me, and that's how I got this Lexus water pump job. So, Craigslist is good, $5, 30 days, you get an ad. I've gotten a bunch of business from Craigslist, and I use OfferUp. Now, OfferUp, you can't post job listings on there. they will get flagged. But if you post it and say like mechanic work and word it right and use certain pictures, the post won't get flagged. I've gotten jobs from there. And then just word of mouth. When I do business with customers, if they're not trying to pay shop prices, they're talking about it with their family, their friends, etc. I've been doing this for about 10 years. My whole neighborhood knows I'm the guy on the block that fixes cars. I'm the guy on the block that's constantly working on cars. I'm constantly got something in my driveway with the motor out, this or that. So I just wanted to talk to you guys quickly about that and just tell you guys how I get my side work. We got the, my tool set up, straightened out, so now we could start tackling this job. Basically, I bring home some tools from work and I have some stuff here. I rock a snap-on 3/8 impact, gets in the tight spots, snap-on 3/8 extended breech ratchet. I got a 3/8 set of snap-on sockets, a 3/8 set of Koken sockets, miscellaneous extensions and hand tools, and that gets most of the stuff I need to get done. I do have a service cart over there filled with tools, and if I'm expecting a certain job, I'll bring stuff home from work. It is a little bit of a pain bringing it back and forth, but this is how I make upwards of $2,500 a week. Between my day job and doing side work on Saturday and Sunday, I make upwards of $2,500 a week, which is $10,000 a month. Now you tell me, if you were making $10,000 a month. Alright, let's get into the install on these parts. Alright, I had to charge the camera up a little bit, but you guys didn't miss much. Basically, you got a 10mm. Like I said, this isn't a how-to video. I'm just letting you guys know. You got a 10mm holding it down at the actual rack. Take that out. You got a 13mm up towards the top. Take that out. Use a hammer, slightly, tap it, or a flathead screwdriver. Spread it right there. You're going to get that piece out. It's supposed to be bent. So the replacement for that is right here. And then you're going to go under the dash. You got two 11mm bolts holding in this, bearing / collar. And then you got the 13 up at top connecting it to the steering wheel. You're going to push that through the firewall. And basically that's it. So, I'll push that back through the firewall. You're going to put the collar in through underneath the dash. It's got two studs right there. I'll put the 11mm back on. We'll get the other piece in. I made sure, to put the seatbelt on the steering wheel so it doesn't move much. And that's basically it for this job. So you really only need to take the air box out of the way. And it's relatively quick, an hour tops if you don't know what you're doing. But yeah, so I'll put this back together and that'll be that. Alright guys, so for the most part, that basically wraps this job up. I'm going to put the air filter and the air box back in. But as you can probably barely see, we got the new column, steering shaft, whatever you want to call it if you want to get technical in. And we got the one under the dash in. Try and give you guys a shot of that. There's a bearing in this one right there that, mounts to the firewall. So we got that in, and you know what I decided to do with this video? I'm going to show you guys the invoice, the paperwork that I give out with all of my jobs. It's basically just a receipt. So I'm going to share that information with you guys, just so you guys can see, you can do this yourself if you need some extra cash, if you're even a little bit handy. The good thing about this is you can really pick and choose what jobs you want to do, somebody can contact you and say I got this, and you could be like, I really can't do that, and recommend them to somebody who can. But gravy jobs like this, there's no reason if you need some extra cash why you can't do something like this. You need a 10mm, a 13mm, and some basic knowledge, and a few hand tools. I used a carpentry hammer, a big flathead pry bar, a dead blow. Obviously I used my snap-on impact and my electric ratchet. You don't need that. An extension, a 10mm, an 11mm, and a 13 to get this job done. And I'll build this out for an hour and a half because that's the labor time on it. And it took me about an hour, taking my time and just going through it. So I'm going to share that with you guys in this video, so stay tuned. Alright guys, so very quickly I'm just going to go over my invoices. At the top of this page would be the year, make, model of the car, customer information, things like that. And then in this area here is where I would write down and specify the type of work that was performed, or any type of parts that had to be bought or that were supplied. On the right, I would put the labor times and how much it cost. If there was any fluid costs or anything like that, they would go there. And then I just total everything up. And I print one of these out for myself as well as the customer, and I hang on to these. So I use this layout off of pdffiller.com. You have to pay for it, but the way that I do it, I'm able to do it for free. You're able to edit this exact PDF, and then I just screenshot it, I crop it in my pictures, and then I print it off of my phone. That's like a kind of a little trick to get away with it, doing it for free, and it works out great. And then as far as my quotes and estimates, I put them together just like this. I go on all data, and I'll look up the labor times or the average price for parts, and I'll print that all out, and I'll highlight whatever we're going to be doing, and I'll make these packets for each customer so that they could see a breakout of what this stuff is going to cost and everything like that. So I hope this gave a little insight, into how I'm making $10,000 a month as a mechanic, between my 9 to 5 job, which is more like a 6 a.m. to 4:30 p.m. job, and then doing side work, usually like 3 to 5 side jobs a week. That's how I'm able to make $10,000 a month. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe. I really appreciate it. It really helps the channel grow, and I'll see you on the next one.